And I'm sure when you signed on with South Carolina, like you said, you come in as a true freshman, you have all these aspirations, all these goals, you're thinking to yourself, I'm going to come here and come help this team win a championship. And I'm sure you could
Right,
never
right.
imagined what happened 98 and 99. Again, talk a little bit about Brad Scott, that 98 season. Again, I know a lot of injuries happen, especially with 99 as well, but you guys go 1-10, lose the last 10 in a row. I mean, again, could you have ever imagined your freshman season going that way?
No, and I got redshirted. So, but his thing was I think our catchphrase back then was "the storm is coming."
Mm-hmm.
That was his thing. The storm is coming, because really, if like when myself, Jonathan Martin from Richland Northeast,
Mm-hmm.
I think we are the only two Columbia guys there, and when we got on the team, the Gamecocks were primarily Florida and Georgia people
Mm-hmm.
because of Brad Scott's connections from FSU
Right.
back in the day. So my class was the first class where we really hunkered down and focused on in-state talent. You had your Kenny Harney, your Nate Gary, you had just like a whole bunch of guys from the state of South Carolina. So it was like a thing where we were trying to like, regain dominance in the in-state recruiting thing. So it was a bunch of momentum coming in. And we came in and won the first game. I'm on the sidelines getting a chance to look at Peyton Manning,
Mm-hmm.
Tim Couch. Like it was crazy, Javon Curse. But I had no idea that we would come in and just put that much work in the summertime. Because I used to tell my guys that I graduated with in high school how much different the conditioning and the amount of time and effort you put into college athletics goes into just to lose like 9, 10 games back to back, which was insane because I didn't
Right.
even
Right.
get to go, and it's tough on the coaching staff too, trying to keep everybody up. But I don't get to go home
Mm-hmm.
on the on Christmas or Thanksgiving. So I'm walking around with my USC shirt turned inside out just to walk through the mall. It was ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
yeah, it
so,
was one of the toughest things I went through.
yeah, I was going to say you go through that season. Obviously, again, you come to this school, and obviously in the recruiting process, coaches tell you, "Hey, I'm going to be your coach the next 3 to 4 years." You're thinking all your position coach, and
Oh,
and of course the whole that deal happens. Brad Scott gets let go. Like what was that? Did you ever consider transferring? Because it's funny. People maybe don't want to hear that, but it's funny how many former players I've talked to that it's just the life of a college athlete. You go through a coaching change, it's going to cross your mind at some point. Like, hey, like you got to weigh all your options. Like, what was going through your mind when Brad Scott got let go?
well, the thing about it was, I was in shock. But one of the factors was my dad knew about Brad Scott's contract,
Mm,
and I think he had just like renewed the year before or something like
right.
that. So we were, our mindset was like, oh, we're making a real prudent decision. This is all cool, and the rug is slipped from under us. So I was thinking about transferring because your freshman year I only took taking a couple classes,
Mm,
hadn't developed too many relationships,
mm,
even though the ones I did foster were like pretty tight. But the selling point was Skip and Todd Fitch.
yeah.
So they came in with, hey, pump your brakes, fellas. We're running 5 wide receiver sets, a lot of empty formations and yada, yada, yada. Because it's funny that you mentioned, like, at the beginning of the show, like, oh, Willis Ham has 12 catches for 174 yards. Well, hell, I had that in high school in like one game.
Right. Right.
And so I look at all these games being played on TV, and my dad will call on seeing ESPN Classic, like, hey, man, I didn't even know you played that whole game. And I'm like, yes, sir. I was out there running and blocking and running,
Yeah.
So you listen to my stats, you're like, oh, this guy got in like 2 games. I was like, no, man, I like started this game, played 90% of this one.
Yeah.
So that's why I ended up staying because we didn't run like the option. I didn't know what Holtz was going to do until that first meeting.
And then the wing T happened.
Right.
And then the
Yeah,
wing T.
we set everything up to empty to thin out the box
Yeah.
for the draw.
Yeah.
Even my mom was like, are y'all going to run that thing where he sticks the ball out and runs back? So yeah, it was
Gosh.